Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Aquarius May 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, first thing up is, as far as May goes, the Sun will be in Taurus from the 1st until the 20th. So the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So, well, this could indicate a concentration of energy, attention, focus into home, family, the end of life period, roots, traditions, people you're close at home with, and done with a lot of ponderous, persistent, plotting, deliberate, methodical energy done. And these things can also be done with a lot of perseverance and patience. And a lot of this energy, perhaps creative energy, going into money and values that may be tied in with the home and family life. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, well, the Sun will be in Gemini as far as May goes, from the 20th until the 31st. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention put into love, romance, children, speculation, creative endeavors, hobbies, and things of enjoyment and amusement. And given that this is Gemini, it could be done with a lot of animation, a lot of really vivaciousness, and done in a very spirited manner and fast and quick-witted. Well, really done in a fast and facile manner. But keep in mind too that Gemini energy can be superficial, so there might not be an overabundance of persistence connected with these matters, unlike the Taurus period that I talked about before. And remember too that Gemini energy can sometimes be vicarious as well, so just make sure you're not living through, like for example, somebody else's romantic life instead of acting on your own, really. So, and really, in two, Gemini energy can also be very loquacious, so also be careful that you're not just talking about doing things that are connected with the 5th house, so you're actually acting upon them as well. So anyway, next thing up, there will be a new moon in Taurus on May 15th. So the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. Now, in some cases, this could be the new arrival of a Taurus family member, perhaps. It could be also, this could be a period maybe of some cases maybe rekindling a connection with a Taurus Sun Moon Ascendant family member, or someone you're close to home with, or someone that simply embodies Taurus-like characteristics. This could also be a time too where you may begin something at home, or maybe or getting to the bottom of maybe roots with a lot of patience, persistence, and perseverance. And also too, it could be some work-related matter or something, something work-related perhaps at home, like a Taurus-like job that might be started in your home. It could be something connected with being a pawnbroker, doing something with stocks or gardening, architecture even, maybe even e-trading, something where it could just simply be something where you're starting something, embarking on something that's monetary from your home, and also beginning to show more maybe persistence in connection with your perhaps your traditions at this time, and sticking with them with a lot of Taurus-like tenacity. So anyway, well, the next thing up is the full moon will be in Sagittarius on May 29th. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, well, Aquarius might become rather exasperated, tired, full, so to speak, of perhaps a overly flighty, reckless, foolhardy friend or acquaintance. It could be somebody that they might be in some group, club, or organization with. It might be something too where really where a lot of emotional, a lot of exuberant, expansive, and enthusiastic emotional energy might be injected into a goal or aspiration or something that just simply group related, and approaching maybe too at the same time, this could be about a completion of something Sagittarius-like. That could be a goal or aspiration. It could be something that may be Sagittarius-like, such as something connected with philosophy, religion, publishing. It could even be training to do something connected with travel, such as working as a travel agent or a cruise director, something that might be sports related, or something in the import-export business, or even with translation. Could even be just learning or assimilating a new language that might come to a culmination or completion at this point in time. Anyway, next thing up is Mercury will be in Aries as far as May goes, from the 1st until the 13th. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, there may be more aggressive, combative, outspoken, and really assertive communication at this time, perhaps with siblings, neighbors, people that you are involved, maybe that you see in your short journeys that you may be friendly with. And also, too, given that you're talking about Aries energy that could be very impatient, and the third house, which corresponds with Gemini, you could have a lot of impatient and restless energy going on at this time, and might have difficulty in really in real persistent thinking at this point, getting very bored and restless very easily. The mind can be at this time. This could also be about, remember that Mercury is also, I mean, it's more than just communication. It can be connected with siblings as well. So it could be that maybe some outspoken or even aberrant siblings might figure more prominently maybe in your communications than usual at this time, or even maybe matters connected with short journeys, and maybe in really just things that could be third house related. Now, also too, it could be talking, and you might come across more verbose at this time and talk about manifold subjects, and might be more quick, abrupt, short journeys that are involved with siblings. And your mind might be very more pioneering at this time, but yet restless and not always following through on these ideas. So anyway, next thing up is Mercury will be in Taurus as far as May goes, from the 13th until the 29th. So the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time, there could be more deliberate, ponderous, persistent, methodical, and stable communications with home and family members, and maybe even people you feel close at home with at this time. This could be about talking about values that are connected with family, such as family values, and also maybe even the formulation of monetary ideas for the end of life period. And I'm not saying or suggesting, implying or whatever that it's the end of the life at this time, but the fourth house is connected with the end of life, or the latter part of one's life. So you could be maybe trying to make some monetary plans ahead of time, such as making the right investments for retirement, etc. So anyway, also too, this could be about learning things maybe pertaining to the home or at home through visual demonstration, such watching videos on YouTube, for example, and also dealing with loyal, steadfast siblings that you might feel more close to home with at this time, and might get you more involved, maybe with get in touch with your roots more, and traditions as well. So anyway, next thing up is Mercury will be in Gemini as far as May goes, from the 29th until the 31st. So the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, this could be about perhaps expressing manifold ideas with the romantic partner and with children, talking with a lot of eloquence and diction, perhaps about things connected with enjoyment of and amusement at this time as well. And also really the way this could manifest and play out, perhaps this could be about really just taught really more. Remember that the Mercury is connected with siblings, as well as I've stated before and previously, that this could be about Gemini or Gemini-like siblings that might factor in to your fun, your amusement, and enjoyment at this time, and really being more mentally curious and inquisitive regarding things connected with speculation, even gambling. But just be careful at this time as well. I mean, because you don't want to get get hooked on anything as well. The good news is that, I guess, I mean, you look at Mercury in Gemini, I mean, it's kind of it's somewhat superficial anyway, so you might not really have the mental patience at this time to really follow up on things that are speculative, which of course is not always, I mean, which could maybe be a good thing, especially if it's a very risky venture. So anyway, the next thing up as well, Venus will be in Gemini as far as May goes, from the 1st until the 19th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time, well, when you're, if Aquarius is unattached, it might be a time where Aquarius might connect with a Gemini sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply one that embodies Gemini-like characteristics. In some cases, it could be two relationships simultaneously that could be at this time, and it could be something that might be where these people might be tied in strongly to your fun and enjoyment, or might share some kind of creative endeavor or hobby. And as well, this could be too where there could be a very strong enjoyment of mental games at this time, such as a haiku, Sudoku, chess, or Tetris even. And it might be where you share maybe with children or a romantic partner. Also perhaps making money through something, through dexterity or communications related at this time. It could be a good period for the enjoyment of creative writing. Perhaps at this time, an enjoyment of creative writing and intellectual stimulation that might be done with children, someone you share a hobby or endeavor with, or it could be through with a romantic partner at this time. And also too, it might be about money being spent on manifold speculative ventures at this time as well. Remember, Gemini energy is about variety. So anyway, next thing up is, well, Venus will be in Cancer as far as May goes, from the 19th until the 31st. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, well, this could be about the strong love of introversion, home, and family injected into one's daily routine. It could be a time, too, where you might express enjoyment of reminiscing and commiserating, perhaps with an aunt or an uncle. Remember that the 6th house is connected with aunts and uncles because it represents, I mean, generally speaking, well, what it actually represents is, actually, not generally, but actually it is the less dominant parent's siblings. So anyway, also, too, money may be made perhaps from family, or money you might acquire some money from family, which might be help you in terms of health related issues. Also, the love, expressing a lot of sympathy and love toward pets at this time as well, if you do have them, and also valuing nurturing pets perhaps as well. And the value of safety and security at your employment can be significant at this time. I mean, such as like a retirement plan, for example, or some kind of more, or some, you might be looking for a greater assurance in terms of your job security. And, you know, if you feel like, you know, there's a chance they're gonna maybe let you go, you might be looking to try to get something in writing that might get you like an extension where you are, so to speak, or give you more assurance that you're going to be there longer. So anyway, well, next thing up is, well, Mars will be in Capricorn as far as May goes, from the 1st until the 16th. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, there might be more the situation with aunts, uncles, or even People prominent in your private life might be more acrimonious and contentious than usual. There could be a lot of serious, disciplined, and consistent energy perhaps injected into private matters. It could be even the metaphysical, things that you do in solitude and seclusion. In some cases, this could be about having this could be about clandestine affairs that are very strongly premeditated. Your energy and vitality might be more diminished at this time than usual, and the libido may be as well. Also, too, there could be more arguments connected with the government, politics, business, responsibilities, and it might be, really in the arguments, I mean, over responsibilities might be connected with your limitations and restrictions, and you might, for example, you might be saying, well, I don't want to worry about this right now or take care of it, and someone else might be trying to coax you to do something about them. So also angry and acrimonious outbursts might lead to one's self-undoing at this time as well. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Mars will be in Aquarius as far as May goes from the 16th until the 31st. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, well, Aquarius might come across as a little bit more just generally acrimonious than usual and more combative than usual. You might become easily angry at others' bizarre or idiosyncratic behavior and be more energetic at this time. And the energy might go into very unique and unusual things. I'm not saying you're going to do bungee cord jumping or anything, but it can be things of an unusual nature and finding unique ways perhaps to do injecting energy into things that might be maybe new, such as using maybe working out, for example, using the latest state-of-the-art equipment in order to improve the physical body. Also, too, this could be about where you may inject a lot of humanitarian and selfless energy just in general at this time, and it might be tied in maybe to someone that maybe you knew in your early childhood. That being said, there could be more propensity for accidents this time and perhaps surgery, especially if this is at your actual first house in your natal chart. Maybe something with the ankles or the shins, perhaps something Aquarius-like, or anyway. And also, too, you might have this surfite and abundance of energy and might use it towards something Aquarius-like, such as innovation, computers, electronics, aerospace, or something connected with an esoteric subject like astrology. Next thing up, Jupiter will be in Scorpio, and it will be retrograde. So the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So for Aquarius at this time, this could manifest perhaps in increased surreptitious, nefarious, sneaky, even manipulative behavior, even jealous behavior in matters connected with your career. It could be people that are jealous of you, perhaps in what you're doing in terms of your livelihood. You might be dealing with some more surreptitious behavior in connection with your reputation and public image. Also, this could be, the way this can manifest is luck and fortune, perhaps through the transformation of the career and public image and reputation at this time, and maybe even through a Scorpio-like career endeavor, such as something connected with the occult, supernatural, psychology, astrology, and also luck going beyond the superficial and subterfuge at this time. And remember that given that it's going to be well, I want to say too, that surreptitious and sneaky manipulative behavior expansion of this could even apply to an authority figure or the dominant parent. Now also too, the way this could manifest, remember that it's going to be retrograde, so there could be a strong review perhaps of a profound deep philosophy connected with your career and your stature in life as well. Anyway, next thing up is Saturn will be in Capricorn at this time, and so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, for Aquarius, this could be a time, and it's going to be retrograde as well. At this time for Aquarius, it could be a much more introspective and introverted period for Aquarius. And also, sorrows might be dealt more secretly and in solitude. It could be a time for Aquarius to weed out the frivolous and the superfluous and really get rid of anything that might be limiting you at this time and done. I mean, really, this could be as well where you might be taking care of somebody that might be debilitated or sickly. It could be an aunt or an uncle or someone that you might be prominent in your private life. It could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, or the joints. It might be causing you to feel somewhat melancholy and despondent. Also, this could be, the way this can manifest is maybe consistent, laborious work in seclusion and helping those that are less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the homeless, and the oppressed. So anyway, remember with Saturn in retrograde, though, at this time, I mean, this could be about the review perhaps of your responsibilities to restrictions and limitations in your private life. So anyway, next thing up is Uranus will be in Aries. So the third house is, Uranus will be in Aries as far as May goes from the 1st until the 15th. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, the way this could work out, this could be about having a lot of extemporaneous and spontaneous abrupt ideas. You might be experiencing unpredictable, volatile behavior, perhaps from neighbors or siblings. The energy, I mean, Uranus energy could be very sporadic and erratic, and it could be, this could be tied into maybe your communications at this time. And also, too, this could be where you might get something very unanticipated, unpredictable, connected with somebody from your early education. You know, somebody just might kind of pop up out of nowhere very spontaneously that you knew from your early education. Also, too, this could be where friendships might play more of a role in your short journeys than usual in the way you think. You might be more inclined toward ingenious, original thinking at this time than usual, and perhaps talking more about Uranus-like things such as the esoteric, which of course can include astrology. Could be more talking about computers at this time, electronics, innovations perhaps, and even the future. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Uranus will be in Taurus as far as May goes from the 15th until the 31st. So the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So for Aquarius at this time, Aquarius could be dealing with maybe more unusual family values at this time. This could be about the formulation of ingenious money-making ideas, perhaps with one close to home at this time. And also, too, even persistent, loyal, and steadfast friends that can factor into your foundations at this time as well. Maybe you want to equip your home, maybe spending some money, maybe somewhat unpredictably, but doing so. Maybe, for example, on a household robot. I'm just kind of throwing that out there. Something that's rather innovative. Maybe that could be tied into one's home, or something connected with computers and electronics for the home. And also the way this can manifest perhaps is showing unusual persistence, trying to get into roots in steady, persistent humanitarianism with those close to home with, and also maybe your home and family members as well. And also this could be about very sporadic, erratic, and unusual activity in your home life, and it could indicate instability in the home life as well at this time. Next thing up, Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, well, Aquarius might really have to deal with certain deception and duplicity in monetary matters. At this time, it could be very significant for Aquarius to make sure he or she sees the fine print in financial documents and make sure they're seeing everything in any kind of contract that they're signing. That's, you know, they really they have to really, I mean, this is really a time where you might not see all the details in some contract connected, say, with something of a monetary nature. Now, also too, this could be as well where your financial situation in general might be somewhat nebulous and unclear. It could be the dissipation and dissolving of assets, of monetary things, of your resources, possessions at this time, and you could be more susceptible to some kind of financial deception and fraud and being bamboozled at this time. But on the positive side, the way this can manifest and work out is that you may make money through something Neptune related, such as the metaphysical, which includes astrology. It could be something connected with photography, chemistry, pharmaceutical work, working with special effects. So in doing something with illusion, such as working as a magician. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Pluto will be in Capricorn still. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, well, Aquarius needs to be careful. I mean, this could be, I mean, I know a lot of you don't want me to say this, but you know I say it anyway, and I'm sorry if I sound a little bit morbid or morose to you, but in some cases this could signify the literal death of somebody that might be prominent in your private life. This could be an aunt, death of an aunt or an uncle. Remember that the 12th house represents the dominant parent siblings, so we're talking about aunts and uncles. Also, too, in other cases, you could be dealing with powerful hidden adversaries, or maybe it's just the destruction of them. Now, I don't mean literal like dying, but I mean that they go, that they just go away somehow, or you somehow are able to weed them out and conquer them, whether it's through legal means or what have you. That's basically, you know, what I'm saying. This could be something too, where you might be dealing with more upheavals in your private life at this time than usual, and in some cases too, this could be where it's isolated, but compulsive, obsessive behavior could happen at this time and be like a mental illness connected with this. But especially, say, if you have like this transit making an adverse aspect to your natal Mercury, for example. I mean, so also too, I mean, looking at this could be about dealing with power control issues in your private life as well, but also really getting power. I mean, maybe in terms of helping others, really helping others that are less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the homeless, and the oppressed, and really this is in having the power perhaps to do so at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is the North Node will be in Leo still. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, well, when the North Node is in transit, this could be about issues one has to address and confront. And this could be about maybe having to address, or I should say confront, maybe an arrogant, domineering, bombastic, flamboyant, overbearing, maybe significant other, business partner, open adversary, somebody in a courtroom situation. This could be too about maybe having to be a little bit more extravagant than you want to on court fees, or really also where maybe you need to maybe address where you have to be a little bit more generous and magnanimous in connection with a significant other or marriage partner at this time, and getting recognition and attention from others in general, including significant other, perhaps a marriage partner, a business partnership. And two, where you need to really, maybe it's about taking pride too in seventh house matters such as legalities, dealing with open adversaries and enemies, just others in general, collaborating with others, and also it could be where you might have to be. I mean, the seventh house is also about negotiation and really maybe having to give of yourself more in terms of doing so, and maybe finding, being more generous, so to speak, in your time for willing to try to compromise and negotiate, situations, and finding a compromise or reconciliation to issues. So anyway. Well, the next thing up is the Black Moon Lilith will still be in Capricorn, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, well, when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, this could be about something that might put you in a strong state of fright or trepidation. In this case, it could be about relinquishing your authority in your private life, and also maybe in some cases too, in isolated cases, unveiling or revelation of a dark or depressing mental illness, and also maybe the unveiling of a formidable Capricorn adversary, a Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply one that embodies Capricorn-like characteristics. Some cases could be an aunt or an uncle, could be someone in your private life, but this could be somebody that really remained hidden for a while as well, given that you're talking about the 12th house. And also, some cases too, this could be where, I mean, when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, the way this could manifest is that it could be about something that is unveiled or revealed that you didn't want to be revealed or unveiled, something that kind of, it's like the cat coming out of the bag, so to speak. And the way this could manifest and work out is that this could be something where maybe, well, I talk about the dark, dark depressing mental illness, or it could be something where you have a very restricting or limited private life, perhaps as well, that may come out. And also too, this could be about the revelation of a tyrannical, ruthless, undemonstrative, and very cold, maybe person that maybe you knew in your private life. It could have been somebody that maybe you helped that was less fortunate than others, and something that, or even an aunt or an uncle perhaps as well. So anyway, last but not least, Chiron will be in Aries. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So for Aquarius at this time, well, when you're talking about Chiron, I mean, this is about emotional wounds and suffering, and this could be tied in perhaps to acrimonious and contentious situations with cousins, siblings, neighbors, confrontational situations, or maybe going through emotional wounds and suffering with the lack of ability to be confrontational with these people. I described that, when maybe was needed, and also maybe lack of assertiveness and aggressiveness in matters with communication, maybe lack of initiative and enterprise in matters with communication, maybe somebody from your early education. This could be too where maybe really at this time when maybe not being able to speak up when you had to, or doing things that were associated maybe with taking that short journey that was necessary at a certain time, or running that errand for someone, and maybe somehow you're feeling maybe some repercussions maybe because of it for whatever reasons, not capitalizing on the short journeys when necessary, when maybe it could have been beneficial to you somehow. And also in some cases this could be about dealing with accidents while driving, especially be careful of road rage, because we're talking about Aries. It's that angry, acrimonious sign, and you're talking about the third house, which is connected with short journeys and transportation. But remember that Chiron is the wounded healer, so in the areas where you might be having difficulty, that are connected with Chiron and Aries and the third house and going through some emotional wounds and suffering, you could help others deal with comparable situations and problems, and do so with a lot of areas like fortitude, courage, initiative, enterprise, and assertiveness. Anyway, people, that will conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Aquarius May 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Pisces May 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.